Former President Jacob Zuma expected to serve his sentence at the Westville Correctional Centre in Durban. The Constitutional Court commanded the head of that facility to receive Zuma into custody and deal with him in accordance with the law relating to prisons. And of course, the Police Minister has until midnight tonight to arrest the former president. Senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is outside the Westville prison now in Durban, joining us live on the Midday View. Well, there's so much uncertainty, Aviwe. Good afternoon. We're all waiting. We're talking to legal experts. We don't know exactly what's going to happen today. And any signs that that facility outside where you are has got some activity preparing for a special guest tonight?
Not at all, Brad Dan. They themselves can't prepare, seeing that would be preempting what could possibly happen. I spoke to Singabako Ngumalo, who's the Correctional Services spokesperson, who gave me an idea of what may happen and the processes that are expected to happen. So it's up to the police to arrest the former President Jacob Zuma, and if that would happen, they then would take them to the Correctional Service, the Westville Correctional Service, where he'd be received alongside a warrant of arrest or the J7 form. That's only then the Correctional Service Centre themselves can then prepare. We understand that they have 6 hours to do an inspection of the person that will be detained. That inspection would include a medical check, a mental check as well, just assessing the risk. And then upon finding out what level of risk may be, he'd be then detained according to the risks that would be on the ground. It's high risk, medium, as well as the low risk patients, detainees, I beg your pardon. You understand, of course, that would also vary in terms of the sentence. And I put it to this Correctional Service spokesperson, what would then detail a 15-month sentence, and given the age also of the former president. So it will be most likely that he'll be deemed a low risk, which doesn't have really that much security compared to your high-risk detainees inside here. So the president could possibly be put under a low-risk sentence here.
Yeah, and we saw reports after the weekend from eNCa that the police there local, because remember the Constitutional Court had ordered that he must present himself either to a police station in eNCa or in Johannesburg, and we had seen those tweets by one of his daughters, Duduzile, saying they've chosen to go local. But the police, I understand, were very relieved on Sunday that they didn't have to arrest the former president. I wonder what's the sentiment in correctional services, although they cannot preempt anything at all and we are all waiting in this uncertainty. I don't know what kind of sentiment you picked up when you spoke to the Correctional Services Department. Are they hoping that this matter will just go away?
Well, it's difficult to even get a comment from the area commissioner, as the area commissioner is in back-to-back meetings inside the Correctional Services Centre itself. Not sure what those meetings are about, but at the meantime, he's refused to engage with media, stating that he's in those meetings. I can tell you, even speaking to the police when I was in Ghana just a few days ago, they tell you that they worry about what may happen. They don't want to be the ones that would have to go and collect the former president, given all the tension that is happening around that. But inside prison, we're told that they can't expect much, they can't anticipate much, as they'd have to follow their legal processes. And at this stage, no preparations have been done as yet. Because remember that they need that J7 form or the warrant of arrest that comes with the police and comes with the person that will be detained physically, and then only then they can act on what's supposed to happen, given that 6-hour check, which includes those medical assessments as well as mental assessments, and just weighing out the risk before then allocating him to a section that would be either high, medium or low risk.
Thank you very much, Aviwe Mtila, there outside the Durban Westville Prison Correctional Facility in Durban in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, South Africa is a failed state, and the former president, Jacob Zuma, has been taking advantage of it. That's the view of a political analyst, Professor Sithuleho Matebesi. He says Zuma is convinced that he's untouchable and can get away with breaking the law.
If the environment is conducive, then obviously people would act in a certain way. To a certain extent, we are a failed state. A state which cannot look after its citizens is definitely a failed state. And I may be taken on that one. And because if you look at how people have to secure themselves, I mean, it's an indicator. And it's the same tactic that the former president is using. He has been getting away with all these shenanigans all along, and he strongly believes that he is untouchable, because sometimes you start to believe in even the power that you no longer possess. And I think that comes from during his tenure as a president, where he will make decisions without the collective. And now suddenly he can't understand why is he being questioned. But definitely, I think legally, I'm not a legal guru, but I think he has mastered with his legal team the art of staying out of trouble. But sooner than later, something would have to give him. And unfortunately, he can't now use age, because he's been trying to run away from many cases. And now it's about time where he had to face, unfortunately, and I think it's a consequence of all these delaying tactics.
Okay, let's